Hello crafty friends! Today I'm back to show you how I created this LED card using almost only die cuts. I'm using my distress inks to create the background for my scene. I'm using here tumbled glass and chipped sapphire and a little bit of broken china. After ink blending the background, I'm using here my shimmer spritz to create a starry background. I'm not going to show you how I die cut all my images because it was a really long time just die cutting and I didn't want to bore you with die cutting. Here I traced the circle to know how big the place will be where I can put my circuit on. I want to be honest to you, I don't even know why I did this step because I could have left the piece as big as it was as well. And now I already glued my acetate piece behind my die cut panel, but I would recommend that you don't do this at first, but you do it at last, so it would be a little bit easier, I think. Here I draw in where I wanted my LEDs to be, and it was a little bit of it was really tiny work because I didn't want the houses and the images to overlap that much. And yeah, you will see it. I hope you know what I'm doing and you can do it with your sky scene images as well. Here I'm using my Chibitronics stencil to draw in my LED and then my circuit as well, because it was a little bit tricky, not that much but a little bit more than usual. Here I'm gluing down my switch. It is a regular switch because this card is already that special with the LEDs and the shaker part that I didn't want to have much more work creating a really special switch. This card took me really a lot of time, about 2 or 3 hours, because first it was the first time card making in times, and second, I normally don't create cards using only die cuts, and but for this card I wanted to create this special scene because a friend of us had birthday, her 40th birthday, and I wanted to create something very special. She did a motto party and it was Leipzig, it's a German city, and the theme was also pink, and Cindy aus Marzahn, she is a comedian and she always is dressed in pink, so I wanted to use pink and city sky scene and also lots of glitter. This is why I have chosen this scene. Now I created my circuit and I taped down my Cuppertape, and I'm now tying here my LEDs. I like to use my my knife because it is a little bit easier to place the LEDs where I need it. And here my circuit is working, but as it is a really tricky one and it is a shaker part, I didn't want the LEDs maybe to go off, so I used little stripes of Cuppertape and taped them on top of the LEDs, but you have to make sure to be sure that you don't ruin your circuit. Now I already added my battery, and it is time to add now my sky background, and this is the part where I realized I also could have left the sky background at the size I made it first, but yeah, you learn after and not before. So yeah, so I just can recommend to you. And now you can already see that I had to cut down my die cut so they won't overlap, and that the LEDs will shine, and also that the buildings won't overlap, so the sky would look a little bit more interesting. And here I have to make sure to leave the place for the batteries, so the switch won't be on at all the time, so you have the switch mechanism. I'm using here lots of foam tape. I can't even really tell you what I did. It was a lot of fuzzy work and trying and doing again, and replace it and use more fun foam and more foam tape. Sorry, I wanted to say, but I always use 3 layers of foam tape, so the battery won't touch to the Cuppertape and the circuit isn't on every time. I like to use on top of my foam tape this Tumble Mono Multi Glue, because you can you have a little bit of wiggle room. And now is the part where I recognized that my city scene wasn't tall enough to cover all the pieces, but I just used another die cut piece and brought it in a circle shape as my shaker window and glued it on top of the shaker, and it really worked really well. It created another layer, and yeah, I think it made the things really interesting. Now I'm really sorry my camera was off and I didn't realize it. I die cut from glitter fun foam from Folia and the Create a Smile die cuts. The sentiment Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. It means like happy birthday, and I also die cut the name of the birthday person. It is Wenke, and as it was the 40th birthday, I decided to do a little bit of embossing. I used this heat-resistant acetate from Crafter's Companion, so I could be sure that it wouldn't work that much and I won't have any problems. But it's always best to emboss first and then create the rest of the card. But it was totally okay, it worked everything, but when you know it before, you can try to avoid these mistakes. And I used some iridescent stars to cover the card to make this card a little bit more interesting even, and then my card is almost finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial for today. I know it isn't that helpful, but I think you can see that you just have to try it and to make it. And I hope we will see us back soon again, and I wish you all a great day. Bye.